Ever wish you could teach your kid to do something without all the yelling and nagging? You know, like the way the teachers do it? Whether it's at preschool or kindergarten, it's like magic. They know how to teach your kid and 20 other kids at the same time. It isn't a miracle, but it does take practice and skill. And in this video, I'm going to show you how you can do it as a parent at home. You have one child, and if you believe in yourself, you can teach them anything. So this video is one short video because I made it for parents who have busy lives. You can watch it at any time that works best for you. But if you really want to see all of the pieces together, it's video 11 out of 16. And there's a guidebook on kidsmoveandlearn.com that you can use to make notes and to reflect on your individual child and family so you can make significant changes in your life. But in the meantime, you're going to walk away at the end of this video with some simple tricks and ideas that you can use right away. So let's dive in on how you can teach your child a new skill. So when is the best time to teach a new skill? You know, like the specific time of day or when you might ask them when it's the best time? First, think about when you learned something new. What did you learn? Or better yet, how did you learn it? What was the context around it? Like, who were you with? How were you learning? What were you involved with? And then, have you ever thought of learning something new when you were stressed out? Did you ever learn? You might have learned from a stressful situation. If you tried to learn something during a stressful situation, how did it go for you? As an adult, were you able to have that sense of urgency and navigate to learning something new? Or did you have to set it aside until you were in a calmer state to figure out how to learn it? Kids don't have that ability to just set it aside. And especially if an adult is asking them to learn something, if they're in that negative mode, it doesn't work for them. So you have to figure out when is the good timing and the good place to really truly teach them something new. Or figure out how to get them in that good place first, which I shared in one of my other videos. And then you can use the skills in this video to teach them what you want to teach them. So various theorists explain that the best time that people need to learn something is to think about their basic needs, like their physical and their emotional needs, you know, like the hierarchy of needs, and when they can use their thinking skills, the better. That means like learning something new when you're stressed or your child's stressed is not likely going to work for you. It's not going to work when you're disconnected or distracted. So what are the best times? Well, teach a skill when you're in a good place, both you and your child. Make time to teach the skill. Do it while you're having fun and play. That's like the golden nugget time. For example, you want your child to put on socks, but they don't when you ask them to put on socks. Well, try learning how to put on socks when you're playing. Maybe do it with a doll or a bear and things like that. So it becomes a playful thing and they know how to do it. Or maybe it's about cleanup and you want them to learn how to sort. Well, do it again during play. Make it a game that's not during cleanup time. So that way you can figure out that they actually know how to sort before it's like all of those pieces of cleanup time and sorting. And if they don't, then you learn how to sort during playtime. And then there's the other concept of how do you teach them? There's so many ways to teach a new skill that this topic, again, could fill an entire course on it. But I'm going to show you in this video a couple of basic ways on how you would teach a new skill. So verbal expressions and phases is one strategy on how to teach something. You know, using the words like, first we're going to do this, then we're going to do that. Or giving them the words such as, mommy will do it first, or I will do it first. And then also teaching them the words, like this is how we want it to look. Sometimes too much verbal, it just goes over their head. Remember, they're young with limited vocabulary. So keep it to simple 3 or 4 words like put the block back, socks on now, socks on your feet. A verbal strategy that only uses a couple of words at a time is going to be the most effective. Musical connections. This is one of my favorite strategies to use, especially with young children. Basically, I would just put a song and a rhyme to almost anything. For example, this is the way we wash our hands. And I would just sing the song like, this is the way we wash our hands, wash our hands, wash our hands. This is the way we wash our hands every single time. And next thing you know, instead of me nagging about washing their hands for 20 seconds, they start singing this song, which is like, I sang it a little fast with you, but you can get the picture that you can draw it out for 20 or longer seconds to make sure that they're washing their hands. So this can also happen when you're walking down a hallway or when you're sitting in a chair at the doctor's office or any of those kinds of things. Is add some music to it. Children respond to it more than we believe. The other idea is visual cues. This is a big one. Remember I said earlier that words can just go right over a child's head? Have some visual cues to it. For example, if you need them to do 3 things, like, get their backpack, put a water bottle in it, and, put it on their back, that seems like a little to us. But if you have visual pictures, like a picture of a backpack, a picture of a water bottle, and a picture of them with it on their back, that will gonna give them the visual to know, oh, I have to do all 3 things. Because otherwise, I don't know about you, but I've seen so many times where the child's backpack is on without the water bottle, or they forget to zip it. So that might be another visual that you would want to add in that. Modeling is such a huge thing needed for young children. That's where you show them how to do something and then they can copy you or do it at the same time as you. A lot of the times we do the like, first I'll do it, then you do it. So let's say you wanted the blocks to go in a specific box. You might actually model it and say, I'm going to put these 5 blocks away. You put 5 blocks away, and then you would say, now your turn to put 5 blocks away. This is how you can match your verbal phrases with modeling them. And of course, if you have a picture of the blocks on the bin, then you even got your visuals. So pairing these things together will really help. But then remember, the most important key is practicing, giving them time to practice it. We generally never learn a skill right off the bat. We might think we do, but when you really pick it apart, a skill has so many pieces to it. In one of the earlier videos, I explained how you can take a skill or an expectation and break it up into chunks of little pieces. And you wouldn't believe how even making a sandwich has like 20 different hidden steps to it that we don't even think of, like opening the jar. Giving them practice to do it and recognizing all of these little pieces that are skills that are needed in order to be successful is going to be really important. And practice during open play time, not just when it's time to get it done. Make time for practice. That's what they do in the sports world, right? They don't just do like 10 minutes before a game, okay, let's warm up and practice. They take time to really specifically work on things that are low stress, non-expected outcomes other than just having fun and learning how to do something. That's why we should do this all the time with our kids too, to help them get more successful at doing things we want them to do. And of course, we can't forget this important piece about reinforcement. When a child is putting something away properly, you can give them the positive reinforcement. Now, of course, there's the whole negative reinforcement or sticker charts and all that world that people live in. So that's not what this course is about, and that's not what this video is about. The positive encouragement feedback, that's very specific. Instead of just saying good job or great job, say, I noticed you put 5 blocks away today. Or yesterday you put 3 blocks away and today you put more away. Give them that type of reinforcement that's going to push them to want to do more. Like famous basketballs didn't get the, oh, you did a good job playing the game yesterday. I mean, they may have, but when their coach worked on them with specific skills, they literally talked like how many inches of things were apart and how fast it was and where their feet were. They got into details. So we can do that too, at least some of the details. So let's review what we talked about in this video. You can teach a new skill in a playful, fun setting and allow for lots of practice. Teach children that they need more than one way to learn something and to practice new skills. And remember, if you want to make this meaningful to you, really think through these reflection questions. Use your guidebook at kidsmoveandlearn.com or your note paper. Reflect on the best times that are to teach your child a new skill. Think about what makes the most sense. And then plan to either use a visual or a musical representation to help support them in learning that new skill. And don't forget, plan a time to model and practice it. Because if they don't get time to learn how to do it and physically practice it, then they're likely not going to be as successful in doing it when you need them to do it. Don't forget, if this video is helpful for you, please go ahead and like and subscribe and share it with someone. And when you're ready, you can come back for the next video. Thanks, bye.